was going to say morning, but just turned afternoon. Good afternoon. I don't have a lot to say. We're looking forward to playing this next opponent. Coming off of last week's game, we certainly, when that happens, you want to jump right back in and play another game. So we'll look forward to that. With that, I'll open it up.
The expectation that Mo Claiborne will get more time now, and I think it was 24 snaps last game. Now,
yeah, we'll see. I would think that'd be a safe statement. I mean, that's hopeful. Probably rotate all three of those guys through there would be the plan.
Coach, when you look at some of the tape over the past 3 weeks or even the past month, what have you identified as some of the issues defending the run? Is it gap integrity? Is it people out of position? I mean, what are you seeing?
It's everything. Usually when that happens like that, it's not one thing. You can't put your finger on it. But to us, we just go right back to the basics. I mean, it's about defeating blocks, getting off blocks, and making tackles. That's the run game. And getting overpopulating the ball, which I think we've done a good job of. I mean, but it's been an issue here or there. It's been identified. And so when we get out there, we try to hit them all.
Steve, I thought you guys were tackling better early in the year, the first couple of games, than maybe you have since then.
I don't know if that's true or not. This past week, I think we only had 7 missed tackles, if I got that right. Different numbers are running in my head here. But the ones that we did miss are not good ones. They result in longer, what we call explosive run plays, and that leads to them being on the field, losing field position, time of possession, all those things.
How much does attitude play in?
Always. It's everything. I mean, I know everybody's looking for a specific reason. There's no specific reason. And if there's 20 plays in there that cause issues, they're over 4 or 5 yard runs, there may be 20 different reasons. And so you just keep playing. But you do all the things you're talking about, right? You get off blocks, you make tackles, and you get to the football. That's what you do.
how unique is it that you actually had reps against this week's Premier Run?
Say that, I didn't catch that.
How unique is it that you've actually had reps at training camp against?
Oh, Carlos?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it that way because we're defending the scheme and a new team. He's in a new uniform. Sure. But in the scheme, you know, the runs here, I mean, we all know that we don't face a lot of runs in practice because our offense is not built that way. But I see a player that really fits the system and what they're doing down there, and he's doing a really good job at it.
What's the impact of not having Chris Jones? We get the next man up thing.
Yeah.
Chris Jones is...
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, Chris is a good football player for us, and he, you know, anytime that happens and you lose a guy that's had a foundation of the reps in a new system, and then somebody else goes in there that doesn't have a foundation of those reps, you know, that becomes challenging. But everybody in the league goes through it, every team goes through it, and we got to have to find a way to overcome it.
How much is Terrell McLean a plug-and-play type player?
You know, it's hard for me to say that. I mean, he had one practice yesterday. And look, he's a veteran. He's been around a little bit. One thing did flash to me yesterday, but we've got another day today and tomorrow, and we'll see where we're at. It's not an easy thing to do. Ask somebody to come off the street after just being in training camp to do it. But we got a couple of guys there that we know will hang in there, and we're going to have to find somebody that can relieve those other tackles.
What did you see in the first real look at Colin Saunders that they're running? Colin Saunders.
Yeah, what did I see?
Like in his game, this was the first time.
Yeah, I mean, he's a rookie playing in his first regular season game, and there were a couple of plays there that I think he'd like to have back, and we'd like to play a little bit better. But it wasn't too big for him. I mean, he didn't. We hung in there. I mean, we're fighting a lot of things on last Sunday. A bunch of injuries. You lose your Mike linebacker, 2 tackles, but he stepped up in there, and I thought he did an adequate job.
Is there something to getting like thrown into the fire like that? You know, you may not be completely ready, but this is how you.
Yeah, maybe that's a good way, right? Baptism by fire. Well, look, he's got some plays under his belt now, and get a week of practice in here where he's getting most of the reps, and we'll see where he is this coming Sunday.
When you look at Deshaun Watson, his play, is it anything similar that you're looking at, you know, in the past game that you've had earlier this season?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've faced some pretty athletic quarterbacks, and he's going to be another one. They're all unique in their own way, and yet what I see is they're really tough to bring down. I mean, Lamar Jackson was tough to bring down. Last week we had the same issue, and it's going to be the same thing here. We've had, in both of these games where we've played those athletic quarterbacks, we've had what I call free runners, or guys and they have a way of making you miss. We've got to find a way to make the layup, so to speak, on these.
With Anthony Hitchens going down, the green dot, did that go to Neiman? And just how did the communication process happen when Hitchens?
Yeah.
How did you like?
Well, we had you have the other helmet over there, and we do that a little bit during the course of the game when Ben goes in on third down. So it was a little kind of an easy transition, and it wasn't too bad.
Last one, Matt.
Every week, we seem to see, different plays of roughing the passer calls that people seem to think are questionable, and as far as really their severity of it. As a defensive guy, how much of an understanding and consistency do you see in those calls week to week, and how do you end up coaching guys to avoid those
Yeah,
calls?
I won't comment on the consistency. That's for the other people to decide. The way we coach it, we talk in terms of a strike zone, which has to be below the chest level and down to the waist. And the way the league is now and the way the rules are, and you can play within the rules, that's where we have to strike the quarterback. I mean, he loses his lower leg protection when he breaks out of the pocket, but we do work on it. We've got bags out there that are identified with yellow, where we're supposed to hit. And I think if you could take some of our film, and you could see where guys backed off on certain things because of it. And I think that's happening all around the league. And I think that was the intent, to make it safer for the quarterbacks.
But when you coach it, how much has that changed over the years since you've been?
Oh yeah, I mean, back when Brian Dawkins was blitzing and some of the other guys were coming, it wasn't quite the same rules. You just kind of turn them loose. But football is the way it is now, and we're trying to make it safer, which is the right thing to do. So you do have to adjust, yeah.
Coach, just
Last one.
a technical follow-up to the green dot. They had a tour here with all the NFL people, and they said every player gets one helmet. That's one of the reasons why there's no color changes and everything. Is that the exception for the green
That's
dot?
not the way it happens. And every player doesn't get one helmet.
Okay.
So you go into a game and there's a designated, in our case, a Mike linebacker with the green dot. That's Hitch. Over on the sideline, there are two other helmets that have green dots and have the microphone in it. Should that person go down that has it, that helmet goes on the next person and they go in. So that's been part of the system since the beginning of it, yeah. So it was easy. Thank you.